Oh, welcome back to Bio News Network. We have been tracking tropical storm Elsa as it makes its way across the Caribbean Sea, across Cuba, into the Florida Straits. We can see clearly that there's a tropical storm warning and watch along the coast, southwest coast of Florida. And we're seeing some really amazing imagery coming in from the satellites. Just taking a look at some of the imagery, we can see that we anticipate a storm that is going to be very, very wide and encompassing a lot of area in the region. And we've already seen some special marine alerts for the outer squalls that are starting to impact the the southwest coast, along with Key West, most notably, all the way up to Marathon and along the Keys. There are starting to see these squalls and with high winds, winds up to 32 knots in some cases, with some of these thunderstorms that are on the outer bands of this tropical storm. It seems to be strengthening and sort of doing a sort of wobble and reorganization as it makes its way across Cuba. Now, if you notice, it's actually making its way across the smaller cross-sectional section of Cuba. So it's anticipated that being that a more mountainous region of Cuba tends to be towards the east, then it's going to reemerge in the Florida Straits, not really too disorganized. It's just going to feed upon that the warm waters in the region of the Gulf of Mexico as it makes its way into the region. So we do anticipate that it's going to be gaining strength as it makes its way towards the southwest. Based on what we've seen so far, we do anticipate that it could possibly impact the region along Tampa, St. Petersburg. It's going to bring a significant amount of rainfall, especially along the area of Fort Myers, Naples, into the region of Sarasota, Tampa, St. Petersburg, even into the Florida Panhandle. And it remains to be seen as far as the amount of rainfall. But based on our preliminary analysis, we can see that regions along the southwest coast should anticipate significant amount of rainfall to the tune of maybe 6 to 8 inches of rain, which is a significant amount of rain to be falling within a matter of few hours. And of course, many of these communities along the southwest coast are prone to flooding and a lot of different issues to dealing with high amounts of rainfall received. We saw a pattern of flooding, especially in the area of Tampa, St. Petersburg, and downtown Tampa, with previous storms in the past few years. So this is definitely not a storm to be taken lightly. We can see from our infrared monitor, infrared model, which is more of a multi-spectral infrared. We can see the different layers of the storm as it's making its way across Cuba. We don't anticipate any significant weakening. There may be a slight amount of weakening, but we anticipate, simply because it's moving across the more shortest area of land, as it makes its way into the Florida Straits, that there will be very, very little weakening. And of course, the sea surface temperatures of the Gulf of Mexico are going to be really helping it pack a punch as it makes its way along the southwest coast. With that said, residents of Miami, Fort Lauderdale, if you take a look at just a simple size of this storm, should not take this storm lightly, simply because if previous storms are indicative of what could be possible with respect to receiving 2 to 3 inches of rain in a short period of time, especially from powerful outer squalls, then we definitely want to learn from and take heed from the lessons that we've learned in the past, that even storms with nominal tropical storm wind strength, such as Elsa, can bring a significant amount of rainfall, can bring a significant amount of tropical storm winds, which means that there's going to be power outages, utility outages from previous storms. There were residents in Miami that were without power for 3 to 4 weeks, and the centers were hundreds of miles away. So the southeast coast of Florida, most notably Miami, Fort Lauderdale, is prone to power outages as well as utility loss, even with a non-direct impact of a storm that creeps up along the southwest coast of Florida, which is very, very common in the last few years as far as hurricane season. But we can see those outer squalls, so you should be preparing for scattered thunderstorms within the next few hours as Tropical Storm Elsa starts to bear down on the area. And we just wanted to make sure that we provided this latest update. Winds are still about 65 miles per hour. It's moving at about 14 to 15 miles per hour. And we do see from this update from the National Hurricane Center that this is advisory 21. We do see it on path for impact in the region of along the coast, somewhere in the region of Tampa, possibly even a little bit slightly north of that. But regardless of where it is actually supposed to impact, the sheer size of the outer bands means that most of Florida is going to receive tropical force winds. Most of Florida is going to receive a significant amount of rainfall as the system moves through. In some cases more than others, it is possible that rainfall could exceed up to 8 inches in any particular zone, depending on the level of severity. Now, keep in mind, we have been tracking this storm, and we noticed that the northeast quadrants and the southeast quadrants of the storm are packing more of the severe weather, and that is exactly in line with it skirting along the southwest coast and impacting the southeast coast with the more heavier winds in the region of Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach. So definitely prepare for tropical force winds. The southeast coast of Florida is going to be receiving the more heavier winds from the northeast quadrant. So as the system moves its way into the Florida Straits, it is wise to start preparing for the very worst as far as heavy rainfall, as well as extreme heavy tropical storm winds. And this is Bow News Network. Thank you for watching our latest update on the situation with Tropical Storm Elsa as it makes its way into the Florida Straits. So we will continue to monitor this storm. We'll see if it's actually going to strengthen a little bit before landfall. We do anticipate that by the early morning on Tuesday, tropical force winds will be felt by residents in the region of Fort Myers, Naples, and then going into throughout the day, tropical force winds will start to be impacting the region of in the region of Tampa, St. Petersburg, and then we anticipate on the early morning Wednesday that it will actually make landfall somewhere along the Florida Panhandle. So thank you for watching Bow News Network. If you're new to this channel, please by all means subscribe, like, share, and hit that notification bell for future updates of Tropical Storm Elsa. We will continue to monitor the situation as it continues to make its way closer and closer to Florida, and we will continue to not only monitor the GOES 16 satellite, but also our Doppler radar feed to see those outer bands as they make their way into the region. So thank you for watching and have a great day.